Hallelujah. Whoa! I wasn't supposed to drop that. Okay. Holy power. Power, power, power. There we go. It's going to be a very powerful reading. I wonder what the heck is happening right now. I feel like I should have looked at the planets, but I forgot. It's not, I got, you know what? There's going to be some changes to this channel. Okay, I'm going to do some planet shit. And like, we're going to change this around, I think, a little bit as we progress. Obviously, as we evolve through this channel, we're going to do some next level shit real soon. Okay, you know what? Honestly, the old crystal ball wants to come out right now, which is super weird because she just never wants to come out. So this is, I told you, this is like a special occasion, okay? I'm not really sure what the heck is happening. Can you guys see them? Yeah, you can see the ball. Hey, Lauren! What's going on, homie? You were in the middle of dancing? Hey, I was doing some dancing today myself. Yeah, we're in the witching hour. I'm all gothed out and the crystal ball is out. Oh, it is the witching hour, my friend. Something is fucking happening. Something is happening. Ooh, I just saw a heart. Aw, that was super sweet. The heart is leading everything. Okay, we've got this like giant heart. It kind of looks like a heart man. You know those like Valentine's Day, and it's like just like a man as a giant heart, you know, and then they put like arms on him and legs on him. And he walks around, his whole body is like a heart shape. You know what I'm talking about? That's what's leading the reading right now. Like it was instant. I was like, holy fuck, easy does it, heart shape, man. So I don't know if that's like somebody who's got crazy love for you, but let's get it cracking. Okay, I just saw a swan. I can see a bridge. Okay, bridge. Come together. All right. Right now. Over me. Was that Aerosmith? He wear no shoe shine. Oh my God, stop. Okay. Okay, maybe you shine your shoes. I don't know. You got shiny shoes? I think you might got shiny shoes. Okay, we've got two balls of energy. Like, I feel like it could be two people coming together. Literally, as the analogy of the song, as the heart-shaped man. Okay, I gotta turn my fan on. I'm getting hot. Okay, honestly, that Aerosmith song is still playing in my head. I don't know if you're going to meet this person soon. I don't know. I think you're going to come together with somebody. Like I said, okay, yeah, come together with somebody. What else are we getting here? Oh, I just saw a bouquet of flowers. Maybe they're going to bring you flowers. Maybe you're going to go pick flowers. Like, you know when you just pick flowers for yourself? Honestly, there was this summer. Hey, Pam. There was this summer. I picked flowers like every fucking day for my house. But I had a really nice yard. And I think this was the year we threw wildflower seeds just kind of everywhere just to see what would happen. Oh, wildflowers. Oh, who the fuck said the other day when they were watching the video, they saw the Pink Floyd album, Dark Side of the Moon, come through me or something like that? I just saw it in the crystal ball. In the crystal ball. I literally just heard myself. So what's Dark Side of the Moon? I feel there's nothing I can do. What's that, Kryptonite? Yeah, 3 Doors Down. Ooh, maybe somebody close to you likes you. Like maybe they like live close to you. 3 Doors Down. They're going to ask you out. They might have a superpower. Because clearly if you're watching this, you have a superpower. Happy Friday. When have I ever had a Friday off? I work today, but like Friday night off, homie. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, Lauren, were you the one who said it? Well, fucking, all right. Well, she just came through. Like I saw it. Because I had to look up that album. Once you said it, I looked it up. So then I could make sure that like what my third eye was seeing was right. I just saw a fucking clown's face. Which it was really creepy. So I'm associating with Halloween. Maybe you're going to hook up with this person by Halloween. Oh my God. I just saw it again. You know what it is? You know who's coming through? I don't know if you watch X-Files. I don't know if we've got any X-Files fans here. But there's this episode called, it's the Sewer Man. It's called Fluke. Fluke. That word came up today describing something I just had to do. And I went, oh my God, because like a fluke would be, oh, that's a coincidence, but it's not. A fluke is a fish that is, you know, one of the most common fish that you can find in the sea. So a fluke isn't a by chance. Maybe you want to watch that episode. It's like the Sewer Man, this like worm thing. It's kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. It's a little scary. Maybe they're a plumber. They could be a plumber. You're going to hook up with maybe something happens at your house and you have to call a plumber and then in walks, you know, the man of your dreams or something like that. And that's how you're going to connect. I see a lot of light. So I think you're going to be together in Christmas for sure. Like you might even decorate the house together. Like we are going deep into the future. Okay. I don't know who this is for, but the crystal ball is going into the future. And I'm getting goosebumps, like nice goosebumps. They kind of started from my heart. Like, you know, when your heart gets like fluttery and then you go like, woo, and you get all these like chills all over your body. This person's going to give you chills. All right. I just heard they might propose to you and like when it's like outside, they might be one of those people. This could be like years in the future. They propose to you in like a beautiful winter's day when you're like outside walking. I think they might collect like silver plates or something like that. They might have a lot of silver, like silver, like tea sets and stuff. That's very, very kind of like, that's very like, that's vivid. Okay. I'm going to cover that up for now. And I'm going to ask the old cards what the heck is going on. What's going on? Woo! All right, here we go. Three of Wands, Magician in reverse. Knight of Cups. Seven. Seven of Swords. Okay, so basically a little background story, I think, because now tarot is like bringing us into the past. I see like the Magician in reverse, okay, is accompanied with the Seven of Swords, which I don't like. It makes it seem to me like you were recently stolen from a magician in reverse, somebody who likes to take things away, somebody who likes to take other people's manifestations away from them. Okay, as if they manifested them when really they didn't. Okay. So, but then the next card is the Three of Wands with the Knight of Cups, which makes it seem like you stood up for yourself. Okay. You possibly defeated them. Okay. If not, I mean, it's not about defeating them per se. I mean, if you walk away in your mind, you have defeated them. Whatever it is they take, whatever it is they do, okay, is all kind of, wrapped up in their karma. Okay. But with the Knight of Cups, it seems like because you stood up for yourself, then you're able to get this opportunity. This is what's bringing this opportunity to you, because whatever this magician did, okay, they costed you something. They stole something, which means you have to replace it. While you're replacing it, in comes the Knight of Cups. It's brilliant. Top of the deck, the World. Okay, so we have the World in reverse. Because I feel that the way that I'm going to interpret the World in reverse is that this is a cycle that doesn't end. Okay, which means you might be together until you die, or one of you dies. Okay, it's never ending. It's not going to end. They're not going to leave you. They're not going to backstab you. They're not going to fuck with you. I mean, this is what technology is anyways. Okay, that wherever it is you're going, because this magician betrayed you so badly with the Seven of Swords, it lines you up with somebody, with something and somebody that deserves to be never ending because of this theft. This is a bad theft then. This is like, I mean, some people steal, like we were talking about flowers. Some people steal flowers in the back of people's backyards. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, obviously they did something way worse than that. Like, you didn't manifest a garden and in they came and just picked a bunch of flowers. No, you manifest something, you grew it, and they came and took that whole fucking bitch down. And now they're going to sell it. They're going to profit off it. They're going to make money somehow off this. Okay. So that's like, Page of Pentacles. This is what I'm talking about with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, but then look at this. The 5 of Cups. What they do to you puts them in a very dark place emotionally. So then they start drinking all the time. Like, I mean, this person's going to be a drunken mess because of whatever it is they stole from you. Okay, they don't want to look in the mirror because they already have. They know they're the monster. They might have this magician might have blamed you for things, okay, knowing that you weren't the culprit. You didn't do anything, but it was easy to blame you. It's easy to blame other people instead of just take the responsibility for yourself. People who can take the responsibility for themselves, all right, they know what dealing with people who can't. And unfortunately, the people who can take responsibility end up covering up for the ones who can't, because it's like, honestly, you can't just fucking say that you did it. Fine, I'll fucking say that I did it so we can just all go home, right? But then you end up taking the blame for things. So it could be possibly you did that. This magician couldn't admit that they were wrong, so then you just said that you were wrong or that you did it, okay, just to end the mess. And then they still managed to come in there and do something. Okay. And Page of Presents, that would be a very immature, young kind of attitude. Okay. New witch, new power. Okay. Believes that they want the happy ending, and they turned your Ace of Pentacles into a 10 of Pentacles. Okay. And now they're fucking drunk. Okay. 8 of Wands, 7 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups. So the thing is what ended up happening with this 10 of Pentacles. The Magician in reverse couldn't handle it. So they lost it. And what was money is now an emotional wreck. Like this person, like if they're married or something like that, they have no money. Their spouse has everything. They don't have anything left from this. They lost something big from playing fucking genie in a bottle, you know what I mean, for themselves. They fucked with your fate. Justice in reverse on the bottom of the deck. So shallow. Oh, as the candle burns out. Candle burn down before your legend never will. Honestly, the way that this person's going to go down in your history, you're never going to forget them. You know what I mean? And it's not in a bad way. It's in a way where it's like, I will never forget what you fucking did. And just to let you know, I'm never going to forget what you fucking did. Like, it's almost like you haunt them in a different way, and you remember, you know, because that's the thing is it's not so much of a memory of somebody, it's the memory of what they did. Okay. They blindsided you in some way. Okay. So it's not that you're going to forget them, right? But it's a lesson that you well learned. Okay. This Magician, they don't really know how to learn lessons. You know, this was a hard lesson, and you know, let's hope it made them a better person. But in the long run, I probably feel like it didn't. You know, I feel like now they're just going to be even more emotionally attached, okay, to you or to this situation than anything. You know, like I think it's just going to make them more obsessed with you now that they can't concentrate on the money, but the money wasn't theirs. That's why they didn't know what to do with it, which is why they all lost it. So if you've, you know, had some misfortune with money, it's because this Magician in reverse took your funds for a while. And now they can't anymore. So that means that you get your money back. All right. 4 of Wands in reverse and the 3 of Presents in reverse. I feel like this person was almost like a part of your team. They were an enemy in hiding, an enemy behind, you know, your lines kind of thing, right? There might have been multiple people that you worked with that turned against you. That was because of this Magician. You know what they did? I think with the 7 of Swords, I think they said things about you. And those things that were said about you caused this misjustice. Maybe that's what that swan was in the crystal ball, because right away I said to myself, black swan, which is, again, not a bad thing, but not a clean white swan. A black swan, a tainted swan, a dirty swan. They judged you then. Knight of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. You got judged. You got judged. Knight of Presents. Look at that. Look at literally what he's doing. It looks like he's like writing something down. Like that's who evaluated you. Temperance in reverse could be Sagittarius off their fucking game. Okay. And then the 5 of presents in reverse, again, to take money from you. They want to see you poor. They want to see you stuck in something. Maybe that's why the world is here as well in reverse. They want to see you in an ever-going cycle, okay, where you don't have money, you're picking up scraps. Like, again, maybe you're gonna get married, okay, and they want to keep you single. They want to keep you away from this person. Now I can hear my phone ringing in my head, so it's like I'm on the ball with something. Something's coming in, okay? And this person, you know, this temperance in reverse person, they're really like, they've got a lot of mixed emotions about you. Okay, they tried to toy with your future. They did. Okay, they altered your money in some way. They did something. They evaluated you in reverse. Okay, which means they didn't evaluate properly. Okay, Knight of Wands in reverse, and they delivered that shit pretty quick. They didn't think twice about it. Okay, they didn't give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you're PMSing. Maybe you're having a bad day. Maybe somebody just broke up with you, right? It's like, you know, going for some type of test, and you know the world lines you up with an evaluator that can read energy, you know, so you get lined up with that person, and then suddenly that day something happens to them, and instead of grounding themselves and putting themselves in a good position so then they can evaluate you properly, right, they start the day off wrong and they don't do anything for themselves, and then right away they get hurt, and then they come and they meet you, okay, the person that they're supposed to help, the person they're supposed to see through, the person they're supposed to pass the test, but they don't want to. Okay, all of a sudden now, because they see you and it pisses them off. Okay, it was lined up for them to be kind of like the supportive mother, the supportive person, and instead they jumped into their masculine. Okay, they had an awful day, an awful morning, and then they took it out on you, which was like basically a very vulnerable female. Oh, okay, so yesterday, during my adventures, I saw, this was so sad, man. This young girl driving an old ass Sunfire. Okay, I don't know if you know Sunfires, but Pontiac made a car called the Pontiac Sunfire, and it stopped being made, like, I would say, wow, yeah, maybe like early 2000s, maybe by like 2005 they might have been done or something like that, but they started in the 80s, okay? 80s, early 90s, Sunfires fucking everywhere. Everybody have Sunfires. They're still on the road. Okay, so this fucking chick was driving a Sunfire, and this Sunfire was rough shape, okay? Like, clearly someone's been driving it since 1989, okay? And poor girl, not only did she blow a tire, okay, so she's driving with 3 fucking tires, but her fucking muffler snapped underneath, because you could see it was sitting underneath right at the catalytic converter. And who knows how long she'd been driving it, because most people, like, if they don't know, especially young people, if they pop a tire, they'll drive that shit to the garage. Like, you got to pull over. So most likely now she's got tire damage, right? Rim damage. Okay, so her alignment's probably off now. Something happened to her muffler and it snapped, and then she blew a tire. And I went, oh my God, like, girl, have you seen better days? Okay. And it kind of seemed like some old ass man snapped at her, because it didn't hurt her. The energy didn't hurt her. The energy hurt her car. That clearly, you know, she is still driving, so she's taking care of it, okay? But you know those cars, once they get to a certain age, one thing goes and so many other things can go. Okay, so like, man, it kind of seemed like that's why maybe I saw that car. Like this, you know, this is some type of, you know, like older energy or nasty energy that sees somebody already in a 30-year-old car and goes, I'm going to bust that car up. Like, fuck you. How could you do that? You snappy little entitled fucking brat is what you are. Let me guess. How many cars has daddy bought you? How many cars has mommy signed the contract for? Right? there you are driving a car from 1975 and they come and fuck with it. Oh, the car gods are not going to like that. I heard it. There's hockey gods. There's fucking car gods. Okay. 9 of Wands underneath. You got defensive. And then they wondered why. As if they're just allowed to fucking fuck with your shit and get away with it. Wow. So you bit back. Good for you. You bit back. This is like also like a dog handler or something like that. And they hit the dog for no reason and the dog turns around and bites back. This is that. It's an unlawful hit. You know, you don't hit a fucking dog. You use your goddamn words. You don't hit a child. You use your fucking words. Anybody that's using their fists instead of their words is a child. Okay, which is why this person's coming up all in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Right? All reverse. Oh, Temperance in reverse. Okay? Like they're so fucking far off their game. I mean, I just heard the amount of their sins, like they have sinned against the collective now for so long that like their jail sentence is like, they don't even have a soul. Their soul is long gone, trapped behind bars. Their body is just doing whatever it wants out there with some type of fucking conduit demon inside of it. Oh my God. Lovers in reverse on the bottom of the deck. I forgot that. And then the Fool in reverse and then the Hierophant. Okay. So this could have been somebody you were married to. Ooh, Ace of Swords in reverse. 3 of Swords underneath it. And the 10 of Swords? Empress in reverse. And the Emperor. And the High Priestess. Oh, good God. It doesn't stop. This is somebody that somebody was married to. Okay. And like, take the analogy where it is, but like this cut you in the fucking heart like a motherfucker. They left you for dead. They left you for dead. Unable to start anything. Okay. Making it look like you were the bad guy. Like you were the one that did everything while they robbed you fucking blind and then lied to everybody about it. But you knew. You already know this happened. You already know they did it. So clearly this is just an affirmation for somebody that needs to know if they were betrayed as bad as what it fucking seems like they were. Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. So I'm guessing that's why you get something brand new. Who's this new lover? All right. Queen of Swords. 4 of Cups in reverse. And then the 10 of Cups. So this is a pretty straight shooter. All right. They're not here to take anything away from you. Okay. If anything, they're going to give. And that seems to be what you need. That's a lot of love. They got a lot. So the straight shooter has a very big heart then. And they're not afraid to use that heart. 8 of Cups in reverse. They ain't walking away. Okay, from the looks of it, they're not, if they drink, they're not a drunk. Okay. Knight of Swords in reverse, that kind of like nasty demonic energy, it's in reverse. Okay, so they don't have any attachments. So like I said, like a lot of people, I mean, the reason why they get attachments is because they drink, right? Their spirit, the spirit in the bottle takes over the spirit in their body. Right? That's why they call them spirits, not alcohol. Oh, what spirit would you like tonight? Oh, the spirit of gin or the spirit of tequila or the spirit of beer. Whatever it is, dealer's choice. You know what I mean? So this person doesn't seem to let I don't see any vices. I see, if anything, they're exactly what you want. They might even help you put yourself back together, which is something that you don't even ask for, but it's something they want. There's the star. They get guided straight for you. And then there's Leo. with the Ace of Pentacles. They could be a Leo, but that's strength. They could be really big. This person could be big. And not big per se, like I'm saying fat, some big fatty's coming for you. No, I mean, their energy is big. They have big energy. People might fear them, okay, naturally because of how they carry themselves. But like, you know, if you've seen Nightmare Before Christmas, you know this guy, okay? He's like, okay? He's like, he is anything but a big, tough guy, okay? He just looks it. Oh, this reminds me of this man I worked with out in Alberta. I worked out in Alberta for a while at this kind of like really kind of nice, cliquey hotel. Anyways, we had to have a security guard, right? Because my God, once the clock struck 10 o'clock, people went crazy in this hotel. I don't know what they put in the water, but oh my God, the months I worked there, years I worked there, it would come in months of like strains of really weird energy. So we were having a weird summer this summer when I was working there. This one year. And like we had a hailstorm with golf ball size hail in the middle of July. A tornado went through twice. Okay. We were robbed. Somebody died in the hotel. And yeah, anyways. I got to work, and then I got to work with this guy. Okay. His name was Daryl, and he was like 7 feet tall. I'm not lying. 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. Okay. Like he was massive. People would just look at him and turn around and run away. Okay. They wouldn't even think of not paying their tabs if they had to deal with Daryl that night. Okay. Like, yeah, fuck around. You got Daryl here. Okay. Fuck around and get killed. Okay. Not find out. You're just going to die altogether. Okay. And I was working with Daryl, and the thing is he was so big and so whatever, but honestly, fucking sweetest man you ever meet in your life. Like one of his best gigs he ever did, he worked at Durham College in Oshawa, and Pauly Shore was there doing a show, and Daryl was there doing security, and Pauly got food poisoning. And he said, honestly, I've never found more respect for a man. This is how, like, this man was just incredible. Daryl was just incredible. He saw things in people. And he's like, Pauly went on the stage 3 times, plus he encored with full-blown food poisoning. He said he'd never, ever, and he probably still to this day and never will again, meet somebody that was so dedicated to going on stage and fucking ripping it apart in Oshawa. Oshawa! I was like, you were working in Oshawa? He's like, Oshawa. And like, I live in Oshawa! I was like, what the fuck? It was crazy. I was like, oh my God, you kill me. And then I was working with him in Alberta. I'm like, what are the odds? Like, anyways, things like that happen where I work with one person somewhere and then we go and work somewhere else together. And I'm like, how the fuck does this happen? I don't know how the world works, but it's a beautiful thing. Anyways, biggest, strongest dude you'll ever see in your life. But my God, had the spirit of like 1,000 magical men, like not gay or anything like that, but just, he came into my dreams one time. This is how respectful he was. I don't know what kind of dreams I was having at the time, but whatever it was, I had to go and do a task, and I brought the biggest man with me. And Daryl at the time in real life was sick with like COVID, I think. So he was off. I had this dream where he comes into my dream. He walks in. I mean, he did not walk fast, right? He walks into my dreams. He goes, I'll help you. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Oh, what I had to do was I had to jump into like an air duct or something. And I was like, they wouldn't give me a chair. They wouldn't give me anything. And Daryl was like, I'll do it. But what they wanted was they wanted a man. I had to dress like a cheerleader. That I can remember in my dreams. I was dressed like a cheerleader, and they expected me, if anybody was going to help me, they wanted a man, because they didn't let me wear underwear. Okay, but I had the skirt on, whatever. They wanted a man who was going to violate me. Okay, so who would lift me up on his shoulders and like do a bunch of shit under my dress and all this stuff, and then allow me to go in the air duct. Okay. So, but because Daryl was such a straight shooter, okay, I don't know how this happened. And he used to wear this like weird kind of like bucket hat thing. And so in the dream, he hoisted me up like I was literally a cheerleader, and he had been doing it his whole life. Hoisted me up, held me up, and his head stayed straight, which means he didn't look up my skirt. He didn't try to touch me. He didn't anything. And I got into the air duct. I got into the vent or something in the room. It was the only way I could get out. I guess maybe they trapped me in it. I don't know. But I got into it. I looked down and I go, okay, Daryl, I'm good. He looked up and he gave me a thumbs up and he walked out of the room. And I was like, the next time I saw him, oh my God, it had been so long because he was sick. I remember running and jumping into his giant ass body and being like, you have no idea what you did, because my dreams are filled with rape. They're filled with me getting beaten. They're filled with me, you know, crawling around in quicksand and people expecting me to get somewhere in this quicksand that's like taking me down, right? Energy where I'm supposed to be running, and then suddenly I've got all this energy like sucking me backwards, and then I look around and there's people there that are doing it, you know, with their energy. So my dreams are just like violation after violation after violation. Like I don't really have good dreams, okay? So the fact that he did that for me was like mind-blowing. Like it was the first time that somebody didn't, you know, they had all the right, they had every opportunity to violate, do whatever they wanted, but they didn't, because there are good people out there, right? That just because they're on cameras doesn't mean that they hide what they're doing. They just don't do it, right? But then you get lined up with people who you know, like these karmics around you want you to get lined up with people, and they judge them by the way that they look, so then hoping that they'll hurt you. And like, so this is why this is somebody who is not on your level. They've not experienced the life experience, because what they would realize is sometimes the scariest looking people, i.e. if they're dirty or if they look homeless or whatever, are usually the most beaten up themselves, which means they ain't hurting nobody, and they're not even trying to hurt anybody, right? But they look like they would. Therefore, they're going to line them up with you. Okay, so whatever this person did to you, okay, by possibly judging a book by its cover, you might have gotten judged just directly by how you look, okay, and they thought, okay, well, game on, you know, like this motherfucker doesn't deserve anything. They look like, you know, they're a thief already, or they're going to do something to us. This misjustice, it doesn't matter how poor you are, how much money you have or don't have. Misjustice is misjustice. Okay, you don't get to not get justice because you don't have a car, or you don't get to, you know, justice doesn't miss you because you only have $5 in your bank account and you feel like a loser. You get justice no matter what. If you're a good person, and even if you're a shitty person, just because you're a shitty person, you don't deserve to get, you know, smoked in the face just because you're a shitty person. It doesn't mean that you're hurting other people, right? Some people have been so abused and so battered and so neglected that they don't have any course for life anymore. They don't care anymore. But it doesn't mean that they're out to hurt. Just because they're not opening up a door for you and smiling at you doesn't mean they're an asshole. It just means they're over it. Some people get over life because they don't want to be under it anymore. It fucked them. They didn't like it. Okay? Not everybody wants to be fucked, right? Just because they want to be here. Other people, you know, they don't care. And especially once they get into that position where they can fuck other people, you know, they can just have this domino effect hit your life because of whatever position they have, right? Some people will do that. Others won't. And that's why there's good bosses and there's bad bosses, and there's good people and there's bad people, because there are people that choose to manipulate the law just because they can. And nobody's going to second guess. No one's going to check the facts. No one's going to see if they're actually telling the truth or not. Right? Some people just get deemed as a good person because of their status, because of their age, And they don't even get questioned. Because your age? Isn't that ageism? Isn't there like some point in the law where we have to say like, okay, it doesn't matter how you look, how you act, where you've been. You break the law, you break the law. You're not above the law. You don't get to just break it because you want to. Or you feel like you can, right? Violators get the law handed to them as much as anybody else does. So clearly, whatever this person did to you, I mean, they could have imprisoned you, falsely accused you of something, okay, manipulated you, signed a contract that had your name on it, tried to fuck you over. I mean, it's all coming back around. Okay, it's all coming back around now. So, what goes around, come back around. I thought I told you, babe. How's everybody doing tonight? 40 minutes and 49 seconds. Hope everybody's having a good day. Yeah. That's my girl. Keeping it real, as usual. All right. I tried to do this, and it didn't really work. Yeah, see? Like, halo it. I don't know how you, like, clear things. Because, like, I try to put things in it to clear, and it just sounds awful. Actually, there's a crystal in that, and that's fine. So, okay, so the cards are just a little too big. Maybe that's why. Okay. Whew. Getting a heat flash. Something is going through me right now. I feel like I was going to like throw up or something. Lightning on the bottom of the deck. Didn't want to come up. Intense energy. All right. With the moon. Conjuring in reverse. Conjuring in reverse. Camouflaged. And the garbage in reverse. I just heard, who let the dogs out? Woo. Okay, so you know that saying, okay, so I was watching one of the Ghostbusters, the girl one, and you know that part where the mayor's like, I think, no, they were all like, now we have to put the cat back in the bag. All right. And they're like, you can't put the cat back in the bag after the cat's out of the bag. And they're like, yeah, but we have before, once the cat was out of the bag, been able to put it back in the bag. Right. Okay. So with the conjuring in reverse and camouflage with the moon, garbage in reverse seems like somebody could have kept something from you. Okay, hid it in the dark side of the moon. Loving it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so maybe this is the dark side of the moon reading now, Lauren. Okay, so dark side of the moon. Here we go. Okay, so the whole analogy of that is that somebody hid something somewhere where you can't see it. Okay, Haunted property could be somewhere where you're not allowed to go, somewhere you've been banished, okay, has stolen property on it. Maybe something got taken from you a long time ago and everyone said it was stolen. You could have even made a police report. Well, guess what? Somebody you know has it. Okay, on their property. This reminds me of this house party my sister had back in high school, and we had a moped back then, and one of her fucking friends took the moped. Her and her fucking boyfriend fucking drove it home that night. We lived in a very small, hilly kind of town. Anyways, it didn't take us. My mom fucking got home from cottage that weekend, and the fucking moped wasn't there, so she fucking knew my sister had a party, and she was like, "Where's the fucking moped?" And we found it. But then it was broken. And then the people who took it, which went to high school with my sister, it was a chick who went to high school with my sister who took it. It was her boyfriend who took it. Her boyfriend had already been graduated, who was a mechanic, okay, who on the way home noticed that the moped really wasn't working that well. So started taking the engine apart to fix it. So then he takes the engine apart, fixes it. By the end of the weekend, my mom finds out who has it. She goes and drives and gets it. And the guy's putting the engine back together, and he was like, well, listen, like, it was kind of fucked up, so I took it apart, blah, 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 I fixed it. She gave him the moped. My mom was funny back then. And it was the end of the summer, and we had sold the cottage, so we couldn't go up there where we drove the moped anyways. So she was like, well, do you want it? And the guy was like, seriously? So she took like $50 for it or something like that. Cause like, I think she got it for like $100 from her friend or something like that up in hillbilly fuck hill. Apparently there's a lot of redneck shit in this reading. I don't know, but like, that's where I was born. So I don't really fucking care, right? I'll admit it. I'm a little bit of a redneck. But yeah, she ended up giving him the moped because he fixed it, because there was a problem. There was something wrong with the fuel injection, because like you would go to rev it and then sometimes it would just die, but the fuel would be open, like the fuel tank was full. So it was like the fuel wasn't getting to the engine. So that's why he took it apart. I think there was like dirt in the fuel lines. So he cleaned all the fuel lines out and stuff. So really, I mean, we did need help with it. So, I mean, it all worked out. Like, I mean, they didn't steal it. They just rode it home like stupid teenagers would do. And, so anyways, wow, that was a story. But this is like kind of like that, but a worse version. Like somebody came onto your property possibly and took something, okay, and they hid it maybe right in front of you, or maybe after you lost this thing or it was stolen from you. These people could have said like you couldn't come around anymore, or like you were banished from the property or something like that right after. It's because the thing was there and you weren't ever supposed to see it. So, and the sad thing is that all I'm hearing is scrap metal, scrap metal, scrap metal, scrap metal. So, I mean, if they stole your car or some shit like that, like, I mean, like a moped is technically like a motorcycle. It's just, I think it had pedals on it. Is that the difference? It had pedals? I don't know. This was 2003. This moped was from like 1980. I don't really know how it worked, but I'm pretty sure you could pedal it or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But like, I feel like, if your car got stolen, or, I mean, this is also hypothetically speaking. So say like, your car did get stolen, or suddenly it died and you couldn't drive it anymore. You had to give it up, or you couldn't afford it anymore. This is, it's like, think of it this way. Luck doesn't really exist, nor does bad luck really, but this seemed like bad luck. Like something could have happened. You could have blew your transmission or something and you just couldn't afford it, like, or the car was only worth $5,000 and the new tranny would have been $5,000. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's worth the car. Like, do I really do this? And then they came and took it for scrap metal. Oh my God, they did. I don't even think this car worked. Oh my God, work. As I say, I don't even know if this car worked. Igniting! Hey, buddy! Didn't see you there. I'm a little bit blind today. I redid so many of my tattoos under like the brightest light possible. And now like I'm having a little problem seeing. Like my eyes are very sensitive. There's the motherfucking tower, bitch. And you know what? This tower, it's in reverse. And you know why? Because it's coming back around. That's what I feel like. I feel like, you know, you did have a tower moment where something did break and you couldn't fix it anymore. So someone was like, well, if you can't fix it, then you don't deserve to have it, and then took it away from you, maybe? But ghoul. That's not good. Because, you know, as I said, oh my God, my phone's ringing. Who the fuck is that? Yeah. That just scared me. Like, we're getting a call from Bagul right now. Like, Bagul's calling. Hello. Holy frig. Okay. You know what I said to myself? I said, this could be those very abusive parents that like literally take your kid away from you. Okay. Or they take something you own, like a dog, away from you or something like that, because they say that you can't afford it. And it happened quick. Like they took it fast. They took it under a lot of energy and then they hid it from you. The path. New path coming in. What happens after, like, what's on the path? Where are we going? Where is collective going? Whoa, did you see that? It flew. Vampire in limbo. Okay. Monster in limbo. Okay. Bouncer. Yay! And fear with trapped. Oh my gosh. Okay, so whoever took this something away from you, okay, they might be dying 6 feet under. Okay. Or I can also remember back in the day, I dated this guy and we broke up and then he had a couple of kids and we ended up like not hooking up or anything, but like all of our friends got together and we had a couple beers and we had a conversation and he was talking about his first child with this girl. And then he spoke about a second child. And I was like, you had a second child with her? He's like, yeah, because they had broken up and then got back together and had another baby. And the baby was like, I don't know, I'm bad at babies. So like, I don't know, looked like maybe 6 months. Like it wasn't a newborn, but still like she wasn't walking or talking or anything. So maybe 6 months. And at the time he said that she wouldn't allow him to see his daughter. And he was starting to take her to court. And I was like, you're taking her to court? And he's like, fuck yeah, I am. He's like, that's my kid. And you know, because I thought he was a little misogynistic back then. I kind of figured, well, she took your daughter away from you. You still have your kid, you still have your son, right? So I just figured, as much of a prick as he always was, I was like, well, aren't you kind of thankful your daughter's not around, right? That was my reaction, but I didn't say it or anything, right? But the way that he stood up for his daughter, I was like, wow, fucking good for you. Like, high five, fucking take that bitch to court. Like, that's your fucking kid. She doesn't deserve to do that to you, okay? So now I'm kind of getting that. Like, maybe, I don't know. I didn't see him again after that, so I don't know if he ever saw his daughter again. I don't know what happened, okay? But that's not what we need to know anyways. That's just spreading gossip, but, right? There could be something like that, where your parents took your kids away from you or they took something away from you. And now you've got your court papers and you got your fucking worker and you're going down a new path and you're going to fucking get your kid back. Something like that. These people are monsters. Okay. And I believe my sister said, I haven't really been watching any like psychic videos or anything like that. And, she said that Chiron put up a video that said, I'm not sure if it was when it was, but it was recent. And it said that people were fighting, like almost like a CPS case, that people were fighting to get these kids taken away from their parents to go to them, and they were the real monsters. Right? So they were trying to claim that the parents are the monsters, but really they're taking the kids to really fuck the kids up. So that's like, I don't like that Bagul just showed up, because Bagul is the childhood trauma demon. You know, he's the one that advocates for children. He'll kill an entire family, shatter them, and take the kids. Because if the family's not going to watch them, then he will. Right? Bagul's got this like weird, I just heard sense of humor. Yeah, I can imagine. But he's also got this weird outlook on life with kids. Because yes, he does kill them, but he takes them to his lair where he can watch them. It's kind of a little bit twisted, like that other bitch. Fucking what's her name? She's a whore. Oh, Lilith. Yes. She apparently takes the babies because she wants her kids were taken, or they were all born disfigured or some fucking shit because she was fucking her brother or something like that. She was just cursed with ugly kids or something. So she goes and takes people's kids, you know, and like that's like, and that's not what Bagul does, but I can get the analogy of like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're going to realize that you were stolen as a kid. I don't know. And that really sucks, because there was recently something that I was reading in the news where a man actually found his photo in a missing, on one of those missing, you know, posters. It was him. So he had to find out that he was stolen as a kid. So, I don't know, man. This is getting fucking twisted. Remember, it's just an analogy, okay? There's accidents, okay? But it's in reverse. Therefore, it's lucky number 13, which means I think that you had some type of energy, whoever was keeping this something from you, okay, they were really hoping that you would end up dying without it. Okay, so then they could just live with it forever. But nah, homie, you seem to be rising from the dead. There's the kiss the girls. Like, you're coming back for it. You have it. You're not just going to let it go. You cherish this thing. You coveted this thing. They can't just take it. And if they did, you're coming back for it. There's the connection bridge. Remember I saw that bridge in the crystal ball? There it is, right there. There's that bridge. Okay, so there's G-O-D in the building. God's organized destruction, people, with the social network. So you might get a breakthrough over social media. Like, honestly, there might be somebody that realizes they were stolen or they were taken. You might connect with somebody who was taken away from you. I think something was taken away from you. That's what it really seems to me. Like somebody worked their fucking ass off to trap something and hide it away from you. So you never got it. And that's the thing, man. You can't, think of yourself as magnets, okay? You're going to gravitate towards one another. Okay. There's this Grey's Anatomy now I'm getting in my head way back in the day that I watched. And this kid swallows a bunch of what he thinks are marbles because his parents won't stop fighting. So he sometimes does things to himself to get driven to the hospital so then his parents will stop fighting, right? And look after him. So he swallows a magnet. Okay, he ends up, they're like, oh, it's just one, blah, blah, blah. You know, they do the x-ray. They see just one marble. They're like, don't worry about it. He'll pass it. They take him home. Okay, they're fighting the whole time. Then they bring the kid in the afternoon, and the kid's like in massive pain, and he's like hunched over, and he's screaming. And so they do another x-ray, and he's like, the kid's like, well, I swallowed more. They're like, you swallowed more. We told you not to. He's like, yeah, it turns out they're not marbles. They were magnets, magnet balls. Okay, so what these magnet balls started to do was they were trying to find one another. Okay, so the new ones that he had put in his stomach, right, now the one that was made its way into his, lower part of his digestion now feels the magnetism of those magnets and now started to perforate his intestines and literally went through his intestine wall and then went through his stomach wall to get back to the magnets. Okay? You cannot stop magnets. Even the human body, blood, bones, cannot stop a magnet. It will find its way because it's attracted to its other sources. Okay? You can't stop a magnet from finding another magnet. It's never going to work. So consider it that way. This person tried to, hide your magnet, hide something that was magnetized to find your energy. And if somebody hit it, then it still has a personal connection to you, which means the magnet can still find you. So it was dumb of the person to take it who knew you. Deadline. That's literally what I just heard. The magnets are going to find each other. They can't stop. You can't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. No. Cold in reverse. You can blast cold, fucking snow. Magnets can work its way through snow, bitch, through fucking ice storm. It's gonna fucking keep moving. All right. Woo. I love when the cards do that. There's alert. So, all right. Who's alerting who? Crash. Okay, so again with the accidents card, now we have crash. That is a car accident. For reals, for reals. So they might have tried to orchestrate you getting into a car accident. They could have fucked with your car. They could have done something. Okay, expecting you to die, but you didn't. You fix it. You know your car. You took a car to the mechanic. Hey, it's kind of rattling. Oh, your tires were just about to fall off. Something like that. Okay. Same with that. Now I'm remembering the Sunfire story. Like if that was black magic that was put on that girl or that Sunfire to take her down, oh, the repercussions that somebody is going to have to go through with their vehicle because of what they did to her. I was like, girl. You could tell right away. Like, I mean, she was pulling into a garage. You could tell right away that something was just automatically going to line up for her, and if it doesn't work out, then it's going to be delivered in a different way. You can't do that. You can't do that shit. And then garbage in reverse. It's like you didn't lose it. Okay. Just because it was taken from you, it still thrived and lived and stayed alive. And if this is a person that they hid, they're single, you stayed single. Maybe it was really fucking weird you stayed single, or really fucking, if this is like a dog, you've always wanted a dog, but yet 10 years you still don't have one, it's because you're waiting for this one. Now I'm getting this the Stereophonics song in my head. Miss you now. Oh, it's called Miss You. I miss you now. Got a lot of pictures are all in my mind. Oh my God. If this is an ex, if somebody did something, I just heard trifling ass hoe. Okay, if somebody did do something that costed you a relationship and they hid it on the dark side of the moon, which just means they hid this person away from you because they've been dating this person, they ain't dating them no more. Warlock in reverse. They've lost their power over them. Their magic is refinding you because you never gave up. Then neither one of you did. Even if they were dating somebody else. It doesn't mean they didn't look at your fucking profile every day. It doesn't mean they weren't still following you around. There's torture. I feel like they were torturing themselves. Oh my God. Okay, so this is definitely some type of ex, and they might have had kids. They might have got married. They never stopped looking and waiting for you, even with somebody else. That's weird. And like, I really feel like whatever this relationship was that they've been like kind of, I don't know, trapping themselves in, they hated it. Hated it from start to finish. I actually feel like this person feels as if they were under some type of spell or witchcraft or something to even be with this person, because it seemed like they only really wanted to be with you. And they sacrificed. Wow. Panic, anxiety. Okay, so they are now, it's almost like the spell has been broken, you know, per se, and they are very worried now that they can't come back. They're like obsessed with you, and they don't know why. It's because the spell is broken now. I feel like maybe they feel like they still have to take it personally. Like they still can't forgive you, or they feel like you're not going to forgive them or something like that. But yet they're so obsessed with you. It's like, hello, say something. And I just looked at communication. So they are going to communicate with you in some way. They might not like write out and text you or write out and message you. They might like write on a picture, or they might do something via social media. Maybe that's why social media is here. They might say something on your Facebook wall or something like that to try to get you to talk to them, to see if you will talk to them. Maybe that's what it is, to see if you will say something to them. SOA. Okay, so this is somebody you really are supposed to be like in a relationship with. Okay, that's about a brotherhood. That's about people who stick together. It's about family. That was your family. They took away your family. You're supposed to make a family. And it doesn't necessarily mean kids and the whole shebang, but it could, you know, a couple of dogs, a cat, a farm, or just you and some pictures and a bottle of wine. I mean, who knows? I mean, a family doesn't require children and other things in it. A family can just be a unit, which could just be two people. And that's it. The Weeping Willow. An exit. Okay, so I feel like this is that person. They have been very sad over you. Okay, and they're going to leave that sadness behind, and I think take a step forward, because I feel like the reason why they're panicking is because maybe they already feel like you're gone and they can't get you back or something like that because they fucked up for so long. Okay, there's lucky number 13. Again, you got 13. There's 13 all over this reading. So that's a magical number. There's mercy. You will give this person mercy, or vice versa. There is mercy to be given. Okay, there's caution, sickness, and the truth cuts deep. Okay, so there's sickness. The way that this person, I think, is going to come through, they've got some truth to say to you about some shit, okay? That's what I mean. Like, their social media could be completely full of shit, okay? And they're going to let you know that, okay? They have a lot of truth, and it's going to hurt when they say it, okay? Because it's not like it's going to hurt you in a sense where they betrayed you or something. It's going to hurt you in a way where you're going to find out that somebody tortured themselves watching you for years while they were with somebody else. And that is going to hurt you to know that they were right there watching you killing themselves. It's just one of those things. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. If you're alive and you're you feel, then it's going to hurt. Okay. I just looked at the word hurt on the bottom of the card. It says you could get hurt. It's going to hurt. Okay. But there's Satan with the devil and the scarecrow. Book of Answers. Okay, peace pipe. They have been really, really fucking scared to tell you some shit. Okay, they have been scared. Okay, and again, not scared like you're going to get them in trouble. Okay, but scared like once they say it, they can't unsay it. Once they say it, it's going to change everything. Once they say it, their life is going to be different. Once they say it, it becomes real. It's like, once they say it, wow. Peace pipe in reverse. They have had no rest. They have had no rest. Wow. I mean, I feel like every single night, this person, if they wake up in the middle of the night for whatever reason, they go onto their phone and they look at your picture, and then they put their phone down, and then they get back into their bed with their girlfriend or their wife. Like they can't, because they're looking at her in bed and they want to look at you in bed. They think about you in the middle of the night, not them in the middle of the night. So they want to look at you like this person. Oh my God. It's a sickness. Honestly, people will torture themselves, and it's so sad. But let's hope the torture is over. 111 on the clock. I love it. That's divine right there. That's spirit coming through. This person believed for a very long time that you hated them because of the choices that they made. Look at yes on the bottom of the deck. They really did they really thought you hated them. They still do. They're convinced that you hate them. And I think it's because they possibly did get married or have kids. Like they made life monumental moves with people that they might have said they wanted to do with you. Okay. So they're like fucked in the head right now of how they're going to have to pull through. And that's the thing is like when you've done people wrong and you have, the only thing you can do is tell the truth at that point. You can't lie. You can't try to buy your way out of it. You either tell the truth and hope to fucking God they don't slam the door in your face or that they do call you back, or you have to live with the fact that you fucked up so bad that even telling the truth didn't save you. Right? And like, think of those people. Like, I mean, if somebody did fuck you over and they come clean with what they did, it's all a part of, I mean, personally, if someone's going to apologize to you, I would see them in person because you have to read that body language. You can't read body language over text message or over the telephone. You either, if you can hear their voice, then you might be able to hear it in their voice if they're really actually apologetic. But you can't really, you have to see them, to see if how they feel real, if what they're saying, they're actually feeling. Right? Because people can talk a lot of shit over text message. They can talk a lot of shit in a fucking letter that gets delivered to your house. But when they're in front of your face, might not be able to talk so much shit, so, and you might be a good, I just heard you might be a good, reader of energy, right? And you might be able to see, like, if they really fucked up, it might not even have been their fault. Okay, because they could have been influenced under some type of witchcraft themselves. Somebody didn't want you together. Whatever they did to do that, whatever lies they spread, whatever they said, if it was magic, if it was paid for witchcraft, if it was in family, if it was hereditary, if it was incestuous, whatever the fuck it was, I have a feeling that they feel very much heavily responsible for it. And good for them. They should. Okay, but you might think a little differently when they tell you everything. You might be like, honey, that sounds like witchcraft. Like, you just sat in that for 10 years? What the fuck? Okay, you might have their back a lot quicker than what you think. Because that's what I mean. If you see them in real life, you see them in person, you can read their energy, then this person, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen people make mistakes while they're doing it, realize that they're doing it and go, oh my God, what am I doing? Because sometimes it just doesn't register. How can it? You can't be sometimes 1000% responsible for everything that goes on around you if you're being fucked with, if you're being manipulated, if you're being spellbound. I mean, how can you be responsible for that? You can't. You're gonna feel something, and then you're gonna automatically want to defend yourself, and then you're not gonna know who the real enemy is, so you might fight off everybody. People, honestly, humans in this world, they got it like pretty rough. Okay, I believe the animal kingdom is rough, but like humans, that shit is rough. From like start to finish, cradle to the grave, that shit can be the hardest fucking mission of your life. However long. Could be 5 years, hardest 5 years of your life. You die the most stressed out, fucked up 5-year-old ever. Or you can make it to 70 and realize that this entire thing was a whole fucking lie and you just wasted 70 years being a good person. Who knows? Because it's different for everybody. Gotta love that shit. Gotta love that little fuckery, eh? Oh, by the way, it's for everybody. It's not just for you, but it's all going to be delivered in different packages. Oh, funny. Okay, let's ding gong this shit one more time. Ooh, there we go. Okay. I just had The Exorcist come to my head. So I'm going to use The Exorcist cards. And, I used these cards this afternoon for the reading. And surprisingly, The Exorcist came out. Oh, Captain Howdy and Reagan showed their pretty little faces today already. And we got the clown in the card, or in the crystal ball. I don't know. All right, this is the third reading, apparently, with the clown. I mean, I don't have any problems with clowns, but... Here we go. Okay, Phantom of the Opera. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Children of the Night. Okay. I feel like this is some type of possible, like a meeting that's going to happen soon. All right, take it how it resonates. Ooh, there's dreams. Freddy on the bottom. Okay. This crazy motherfucker just started playing on my Prime the other day. I'm like, I don't know what I was doing, but I must have just had like a movie going on in the background or something like that when I was doing something. Sometimes I do that, just have voices playing in the background. And then I come back or whatever, and fucking Freddy's playing. Like the original Freddy Krueger. I was like, not today, you're not fucking playing. So, I don't know, something coming through your dreams. Okay, so you might have a premonition about this. Maybe that's what it is. You might have a premonition. Okay, there's suspicion. Okay, you might have a premonition about somebody around you. Okay, you might see them in your dreams. Okay, some of the collective, all right, you might, not everybody, but some people might have some seriously extreme dreams. You see everything, you hear everything, you feel everything, okay? This is for you, if it makes sense, okay? Because if you can see your dreams, and this is one of those things like somebody has a dream about you and then they have to call you. Okay. Or it's going to happen to you. You're going to have a dream about somebody and it's going to make you want to reach out. Okay. And talk to them. I don't know. Maybe it's like you might have a dream about somebody dying. Okay. There's King Kong in reverse. I feel like this dream is going to be triggering. It's going to trigger you. And the thing is that you might look crazy. You might look crazy. But you know me, the crazier the better. If you look crazy, that means that you're doing something right. Look at that. Jason just showed up. Friday the 13th, baby. Thank you for liking the video, everybody. Okay, so whoever this is, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to throw up all of a sudden. Is that my empathy? Okay, so we got somebody in collective or somebody someone's dealing with. And you're going to see them in your dreams or vice versa, okay? They're going to call you to discuss this dream. And the thing is that I think what they're going to realize, I don't know, you might have dated somebody who listened to their mother and broke up with you, or didn't give you the time of day, or didn't try, something like that. This mother didn't like you, okay? And I think what this person did was they covered that up. They didn't let you know that they broke up with you because their mother had a problem with you. They just broke up with you and told you something else, okay? But I think at some point they just couldn't handle it anymore, okay? I feel like it was possible that the mother started kind of like punishing them, right? And it's just, you know, like, and I guess they couldn't fight for you anymore, so they just didn't want to, okay? I feel like you're going to hear from this person, okay, who was very strongly like avenged by their mother. I don't know, like you could have had a very rough relationship with this person, okay? Somebody could have cheated on somebody or something like that, so the mother was like automatically, you know, stay away from them, okay? But I think you always knew, or I think you still know that like this person still likes you, okay? Because there's no closure. The relationship, I think in your mind, you know, is always going to kind of be open, right? Because it was a big relationship. It meant something to you. And when big relationships happen, or, you know, almost create a big, you know, kind of sustainable life for you, like a huge impact in your life, you don't just throw those relationships away and never remember them. You will always remember them. And if you love this person enough and big enough, then you would just let them go and always kind of leave the door open, you know, just in case they ever wanted to come back. Okay. So, and I mean, it doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be romantic at all. Okay. This could be friendship. It could be, you know, some type of relationship that, you know, was very important to you. Okay. I feel like this is who's going to reach out to you. And I kind of feel like you do need to see them in real life, in person. Okay. And I think the last piece of advice is, they might have a lot to say about what they did, and the universe is going to say to them, like, don't say it all at once. Like, there's going to be more than one meeting. They don't have to bamboozle you with all this shit. I feel like they're going to talk about the main problems and then they're going to let you sit with that. And then if there happens to be another meeting, then so shall it be. This person is not going to give up easily. Okay? They're not going to give up easily. And if they're having dreams about you, that means that you are going to them and stepping into their dreams. It's you that's doing it. So, be careful with people who talk about their dreams. If you can handle it, because people who talk about their dreams, it's going to be really intense and it's going to explain a lot. So if they're having dreams about you, it's you're choosing to walk into their life and speak to them in that state because you can't speak to them in 3D. So that's why they're being guided. Okay, fertility and egg on the bottom of the deck with grief. They are being told to step forward and explain what they did. Okay, and then with egg, fertility, and grief, I feel like they do regret having kids without you or doing something without you. They do regret it. Okay, they do. It's heavy regret, and they probably go back into time a lot of the time. Okay, because that's where you are. It's hard. They haven't been able to let you die. You're the thing that shook their life, shook their whole world, and their world's never been the same. And that's the thing is like people think that they can replace people and dogs and cats and things that die off, but you can't. You're just replacing. You're just basically you're just postponing grief and putting something on top of it so then you don't have to grieve something that you don't want to let go. So it seems like they never let you go. And obviously you never let them go if they're dreaming about you. Or if you're dreaming about them, they're still coming to you on and, like they can't stop coming to you. Then that might be your ding, ding, ding of when they do call you. That's why. Because they haven't ever walked away. So take what resonates. Leave the motherfucking rest. 1:27:30. All right. I gotta go, peeps. I got somewhere to be. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And personal readings, WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com. All right, hit it up if you want a free reading. Obviously, free. Yeah, right. Certainly isn't going to be free, but maybe I will give a free reading away soon. I could do that. Maybe it's time to do that. Anyways, I'm gonna dive in on that shit. All right. WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com, like I said. It's taking me I'm a little bit behind, so give me some time to respond. And I'm obviously gonna make it a lot easier to book readings in the future. I just it takes a long time to fucking dedicate to this when you've got a bunch of other things to do with yourself. So we're going to get there. We're going to evolve. But for now, email, we get it set up. And don't know if I'm going to be around tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I got my day. I don't know what's going on. So if not, I'll talk to you soon. And my pleasure. I hope everybody had a fantastic evening. And I hope this resonated. I hope you took something from it. Peace out. All right. Rock'em sock'em. And we will see you soon. All right. Peace out, everybody.